going to do. They're spending money. All right, let's get back into some Kings. And the only thing we've had to talk about that's been positive is the found money in Isaac Jones. Let's hear from Coach Mike Brown. And as we always do after a game, his intro presser for his post-game presser, and what he had to say. Here it is.
Yeah, you give Taylor Jenkins and his team, especially the bench that was in the game after Ja got kicked out, you give them a lot of credit. They did a fantastic job bringing the fight to us. And, at the end of the day, you shoot 22% from the three. I thought we had wide open shots. We went away from the paint touches and spray in the fourth quarter. We got a little 2-point pull-up happy in that fourth quarter. But I thought we had great shots before that. The guys were moving the basketball, and we didn't quite do that, especially down the stretch. But that's not where the game was lost. The game was lost. We let them get out in transition. They had 17 fast break points, and three things we talked about against this team. We talked about protecting the paint. We talked about boxing out, and then we talked about getting back in transition. And they had 17 fast break points in the second half. But the tail of the tape, guys, is down the stretch. Our guys fought. They did a great job fighting, giving us a chance to win the game. But down the stretch, we had 3 missed box outs. 3. That's like a small detail that you should embrace, especially at the end of the game, and try to do your job at the highest level. We had a missed box out on a free throw attempt. They missed a free throw. We missed the box out. They get the rebound, and they score it. But we gave up 3, and I think the 3 missed box outs down the stretch were maybe for 5 points. And then in transition, we have 3 guys back. 3 guys back, and this is when it comes to winning time. And we allow Huff to get behind us for a dunk. We can't have those. I mean, again, our guys played extremely hard, and they gave us a chance to win. But you can't have 3 missed box outs and an open transition dunk when you have 3 guys back down the stretch, especially with us, not moving the ball the way that we moved it throughout most of the game.
They just don't do a lot of things well right now. They're just not doing a lot of things well right now. They can't shoot. They can never shoot, not this season. They can't defend. They can't box out. They can't do anything. So Mike Brown at this point, he tried the pump up, one of the last losses, right, where he's kind of banging on the table and going that route. Now he's just giving X's and O's, right? It's just you can't miss shots and not do the little things and expect to win ball games. Can't do it. And you can kind of split this thing up however you want. You can, fruit ninja it however you want. They're just not playing well. And I don't know, for every one person that calls in and says it's on Mike Brown, there's another person that says Mike Brown's not shooting. So I really don't know what to do with it. I really don't know. All I know is this team is headed nowhere fast right now. Nowhere. This team is me Thanksgiving Eve stuck on the Amtrak with the I Street Bridge sideways, nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
Because they would have to go on quite the run to be able to pull this out. We talked about, what day was that, earlier this week, where if they, over the next 8 games, we're talking about the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Spurs, the Jazz, now we know the Pelicans, the Nuggets, and then you throw in the 2 Laker games. To get back to 500, they would have to go 6-2 during that stretch. Well, now they're 1-1, which means they'd have to go 5-1 over the next 6 games, and they haven't had a 5-1 stretch since, going back to probably January of last year.
Jason said they haven't won 2 games in a row in a month.
Yeah.
In a month. Now, there is, for all the optimists out there, there is some optimism that we will get to. We never go full pessimistic. We never go full optimistic. So we do have some ways we can be optimistic here, and I will get into those. We do want to talk about the bench, and Mike Brown doesn't specifically mention Keon Ellis, but he does get asked for everybody, #hard media. He does get asked about the roster. So I do think a lot of you that have been wondering, hey, do they get asked, tougher questions, and what do they do? He did get asked that by Chris Biederman. Chris Biederman, great job by him. We will play that sound for you on the other side, and more of your text. Wes, we see you. We will get to you as well. Don't move a muscle. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.